Alright, so we're wrapping up our comparison testing of the Maxpedition Vulture 2 and the 511 Tactical Rush 72. So let's kind of go down some of the points we've been looking at. So first off, price, that goes to the Vulture 2. I paid $130 for it versus $159 for the Rush 72. Now, just to make a note, because the Vulture 2 is not water capable, you have to, if you wanted to have your water bottle on the side of it, you would have to buy the water bottle bag from Maxpedition, which would probably be, I don't know, 35, 40 bucks. If you wanted to have two of them, that's 80 bucks. So then that thing would be more expensive than the Rush 72. Rush 72 comes with side pockets that you could put two full-size Nalgene water bottles on. But for this test, price goes to the Vulture 2, or price, Vulture 2 is better. So quality of material, it's kind of up to preference. I would say the Maxpedition is it's a little tougher to move around. It seems like it's a better quality to me. I prefer the Rush 72 because it's a little more flexible and you can move things around a little bit more. So this one's up to, geez, I don't know who to give the point to. I might give it to Maxpedition just because it seems like it's more durable. It seems like it wicks the water a little bit better, although I prefer the Rush 72. For weight also goes to the Vulture 2. Vulture 2 is a little bit lighter. The Rush 72 is definitely a little bit heavier than it, but it's also a bigger bag too. Front, mid, main compartments. I'm going to give it to the Rush 72. I thought the Rush 72 had a lot more options, and they're bigger compartments. I think you could store a lot more stuff in there, and there's more of them. There's more compartments. You know, you have three main ones here on the Vulture 2, and on the Rush 72 you have the front one, the top, sunglasses, the two sides for water bottle. You have this little mid one and the main one, which is completely larger than the Maxpedition. So pockets, we haven't talked about pockets. I'll put some annotations of some links of some of the other reviews of these bags. What I mean by pockets is when you open these up, little miscellaneous pockets that you could put, your wallet or GPS unit in. Hands down, the Rush 72 just smokes the Vulture 2 on this category. There's pockets all over the place on this guy. You're probably going to get stuff lost in there because there's so many pockets. But hands down, it just totally smokes the Vulture 2 in that. So let's go the bottom base. I'm going to give it to the Vulture 2 just because it's the material of the base. It's a little tougher, it seems water resistant, and you have the straps on there to be able to put a sleeping bag or a tent on. For the handle, I'm going to give it to the Rush 72. The water bladder, the straw opening doesn't get in the way of the handle. They're both equal quality, but just because the Vulture 2, it kind of gets in the way of it, I'm going to give it to the Rush 72. MOLLE strappings, the Rush 72 has way more MOLLE strappings all over it. It's just all over the bag. So, some people, if they don't want to look too tactical, maybe that's a negative for them. The Vulture 2 has these two main strips here, and then it has a bunch of strips on the side, versus the Rush 72, which has them all over the place. I mean, there's just a ton more on there. Although it doesn't have the ones on the bottom, which I wish it had. But I'm going to give that to the Rush 72. Hydration compartment, I'm going to give it to the Rush 72 as well. Even though it was a little hard to put that water bladder in there, I felt that I could store a lot more stuff in there. It was a little more water resistant, and I liked how the straw came out of it as well. So Rush 72 wins on that one. For zippers, they're both kind of equal. They're both YKK, which everyone talks about. I had to look it up to find out what YKK zippers mean. It's just some guy in Japan that patented it. But I'm actually going to give that one to the Rush 72 as well. The zipper, because the material on the Vulture 2 is so kind of tough and stiff, it makes getting in and out of the zippers a little hard. And the Rush 72 is a lot easier to get in and out of all the pockets of the zipper. So they're both YKK, but I think that the ease of getting in and out of the pockets with the zippers goes to the Rush 72. It's just a lot easier. Weight support, that's definitely going to go to the Maxpedition Vulture 2. Is a lot more comfortable carrying around that 35 pounds than the Rush 72 was. Rush 72 is just, it kind of pinched my neck. I'm going to do some more, I might do some more testing on that to see if maybe I had the shoulder straps a little awkward. But the Vulture 2, I could have carried that all day with no problem. Load in, load out, that goes to Rush 72. It's more of a clamshell opening, and it's much easier to get in and out and see all of your contents in your bag versus the Vulture 2, which it didn't open up all the way, so the bottom part of the main compartment especially, you kind of have to fudge stuff to get in there. So I prefer the Rush 72. The back of each bag, again, the Rush 72 on that one, it's a little more ventilated. I like the padding on it, and there's some lightweight metal pieces in there that kind of arches it conforms to the arch of your back, and I think it ventilates better. It's a little more cushiony, and because the Vulture 2 within I don't know, 50 feet, I was sweating already in that thing. So Rush 72 wins on that one. Storage space, hands down, the Rush 72 just smokes the Vulture 2, just smokes it. I mean, I could fit the whole fully loaded Vulture 2 inside of the Rush 72 and still have more room to put stuff in. Put water bottles, put extra things in the front part, put stuff in the mid part. So, I mean, just hands down, Rush 72 demolishes it. Shoulder straps, I'm going to go with the Vulture 2 on that one. I do not like, this is what I was talking about, the way that the strap works here. They say it helps balance the load. I feel that it kind of pinches on you. I still prefer straps that just go directly into the back of the backpack. So on that one, I'm going to go with the Vulture 2 for the straps. They're both, very similar as far as the comfort level of them, as for the thickness. So let's go water bladder capabilities. Rush 72 beats on this one. You saw it in my testing. You could put 2 Nalgene water bottles on the side, plus more stuff in there. You might even fit 4 in there if you tried really hard. The Vulture 2 has you can't put water bottles on the side. I wish they had the pockets, kind of like the Pygmy Falcon 2 does, that I could put those in at the bottom. So you're going to have to buy that as an add-on and strap it on. I don't think it looks too good when it's strapped on either. It looks clunky and just... maybe it's because this doesn't have any kind of this has a metal plate in it that makes it so it kind of the structure stays the same. This kind of gets squishy, so when you add things on there that has any kind of weight to it, the bag kind of squishes funny. It just doesn't look as good. So hands down, Rush 72 beats it on that one. Let's see, shoulder straps, the balance, just how the load felt. I'm going to give it to the Vulture 2 for the testing that I did. You saw that on the Rush 72, I was kind of struggling a little bit with how it was balanced out. That might have been because I still had a lot more room to put things in. So maybe if I had that thing filled up, it would have balanced a little bit better. But for my testing, the Vulture 2 won in that category. Compression straps, they're both kind of equal. There's the Maxpedition Vulture 2 has the patented Y compression strap. I kind of like that. This one has the 2 sides. I really don't like that I have to unhook 2 compression straps to get into the main compartment. With this one, I just have to unleash this one. So I'm going to give the compression straps to the Vulture 2. They're both similarly placed on the sides, which does get in the way if you want to strap things on there on the side as well too. So let's go waist straps. Waist straps, I preferred the Rush 72 waist straps. I felt they felt a little bit that they fit my waist. First off, second off, there wasn't a bunch of leftover material. So I think if you're extremely overweight, maybe the Vulture 2 is going to be here. You're going to win out on the waist straps in that category. But otherwise, for most people, I think you're going to find that there's less, just dangling straps around you as you're walking around. So Rush 72 wins on that category. Chest straps, I'd say they're equal. I'm going to give them a tie. They're both kind of elasticy. I didn't really notice any difference between them. The drain holes, it's kind of hard to say because the Vulture 2 did not have any drain holes. You saw during the testing that if the water bladder were to pop, it would go up to the sides here where you could tuck in the waist straps. On the Rush 72, it has drain holes here on the bottom, plus it has this one to get your butt crack a little, get a little moisture in there as well. I'm going to give it to I think this is better designed than the Vulture 2. The Vulture 2 does not have any kind of drainage on the bottom of there, so if you had if you didn't buy the water bottle add-on and you had to put your Nalgene in there in the base and it leaked, for example, it's going to get all in there and stay in there. Versus this one, it's going to drain out through the bottom. So I'm going to give it to the Rush 72. Water resistance, we did our testing of that. We saw that the Rush 72 beat the Vulture 2. You know, it got 2 out of 4 wet under the shower, same amount of time, approximately, and the Vulture 2, every one of those was a little bit wet. Although it does feel that this, the Rush 72 feels a little more soaked still after the testing, and this one's kind of dried out almost. But as far as getting your contents wet, I know that neither of these are waterproof, but the Rush 72 went out on my testing for that. Attachment points and add-ons. This is going to be kind of hard because Maxpedition, their pouches and their little things you could add on them are pretty awesome. It's good quality. For example, you know, if you want to strap on the EDC pocket organizer, you know, it has all sorts of nice little bags like this, and you can attach to any of these points. I'm not as familiar with 511 tactical add-ons, but I would kind of say that the Rush 72, you could attach more things on it in more different places versus, you know, this, you can attach it there, you can attach it there, and it's going to be kind of stuck there. And on the sides, you know, they both have the compression straps that kind of get in the way, but you definitely have a lot more on the Rush 72 here, besides the bottom part. Here's just for another frame of reference, here's a Becker BK2 knife and how it would look on the sides if you were to strap it there. Yeah, of course, you'd have to go underneath this compression strap on both of them. But I'm going to give and then actually, while we're on this topic, the cool thing about the Rush 72 is that it's built as a tiered system. So, for example, one reason why I bought it was because you could buy something like this, which is the Moab 10. They also have the Moab 6, which is a smaller backpack that could attach on to this. So I could put that on here, have it, there's straps that you could put on there, and so if this is my bug out bag, this could be my 1-year-old son's bug out bag, which would strap on there if I needed to. So it's definitely a tiered system. You cannot do that with the Maxpedition Vulture 2. You know, here's the Pygmy Falcon 2, you just can't strap that on there and have that be a system. So I think if you add that into the mix, the Rush 72 smokes it in that category. A lot more places to strap things, and it's a tiered system with the Moab 10. I mean, that's just pretty sweet. And then lastly, customer service, warranty. Maxpedition has a lifetime warranty. I don't think the Rush 72 does have any kind of warranty. I called their customer support and asked a few questions, and they were very helpful. I talked to real people. You know, I think I talked to people in California, and they got back to me. They were a little late on some. You know, they had to ask a question on a particular question that I had, and they were very nice, and you know, they called me back, which I really like. A lot of times when you call people, they don't really call you back. Also, when I ordered this, I got a bunch of free stuff. I got a free hat, I got 2 free pocket knives, I got 2 free coffee cups, coffee mugs, Maxpedition. I just got the Maxpedition and a catalog. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a tie just because the lifetime warranty on the Vulture 2 versus none on the Rush 72. Although Rush 72, I dealt with their customer service. They're very friendly, and I received a bunch of stuff from them. So, that's my testing of my comparison testing of the Maxpedition Vulture 2 versus the 511 Tactical Rush 72. So I hope you enjoyed this comparison video, and it helped you make a decision on you know, what backpack you would choose if the choices were between these two options. I haven't added up the total of who had more points in my testing system, but I think for my purposes, I'm doing this for a bug out bag, and I'm pretty much leaning towards the 511 Tactical Rush 72 because it's more storage space for me. It has the water bottle capabilities. Yeah, it's not as comfortable as the Vulture 2, but I could have my son's bug out bag attached right on here. Boom, it's a tiered system, and that's just going to work perfect for family bugging out for me. Those that are just doing it for, they just want a backpack, you know, if you're at school, maybe the Vulture 2 would be better for you. But for bug out bag, for tiered system, if your family bugging out, the Rush 72, it won for me. So those are my testing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you later.